Hi! So this is Christy again from Moon Spells, and I'm going to talk about Virgo today. Yay! It is actually quite exciting because my mother is a Virgo and my sister is a Virgo, and I'm surrounded by Virgos. Oh my gosh! So it's funny because most people say Virgos are mean, very honest, and mean is a thing I've heard a lot of people say. Very cold, which is the opposite thing I have had with lovely Virgos. My mom is probably the wisest person I know, and though I know she's my mother and just giving her compliments, I truthfully believe she's just incredibly wise. She's calm, and she can see every perspective in almost any situation and always has that warm ability to just understand people. And that's actually how I've known most Virgos. My best friend's boyfriend is a Virgo, and he's a bit different. I mean, he is younger, so that is a bit of a, you'll be different at that age. But he's also very kind and always just so welcoming. Like, it's so strange what people think of Virgos and what I know of them and how I meet them. And of course, you meet other Virgos, you know different things. But I think Virgo is one of the friendliest signs next to like Aries, and they just have a kindness to them that we can almost not understand. It's just beyond us. It's beyond the beyond. So Virgo rising is you may actually be what the Virgo stereotype is as a rising. You may be kind of cold-hearted seeming. You come off as very vague and like just sort of, like, here I am. Take it or leave it. But I've actually met some Virgo risings who are really friendly and very kind, but they definitely do have sort of a reserved feel to them. Very ethereal looking. It's not always their face, it's just kind of like a vibe they carry with them. Virgo's sun is, my 3 words are wise, kind-hearted, and mysterious. Sort of like you don't know how to get into their head. You don't really know where they are. They're somewhere beyond the rest of us. Beyond, like I said. Beyond the beyond. They're probably one of the most polite signs. Just like the classic gentleman, classic lady, whatever you want to say. Have a very elegant sort of appearance to them. One thing I've noticed, they are actually quite bossy. They like to take the lead and tell people, do this, do that, go here, I don't know why that is, but that's what I have known about Virgos. They just kind of like go off and do this. You go do this. No questions, just do it. So that definitely can be a fault in them, but they are, for the most part, a very kind sign, and sometimes quiet, sometimes not. Sometimes they're the life of the party, and they're out there, and they are like doing more than anyone else and making more of an effort than a lot of people. Like, Virgos are one of those signs that really takes the initiative and makes things happen, makes a change, like Aquarius. They want things to happen. They want movement in the world. Virgo moon is actually a pretty emotional moon. You may not show it super well, just like a lot of signs, but you definitely have it. It's like a ocean in your heart. You have all this like feelings and perspectives and so many different things that you see that other people sometimes don't understand or can't see, and you have a whole another view of the world. It's like Virgo sun times 20, because you understand people a lot, you understand communication really well. Doesn't mean you wouldn't be awkward or introverted. That's nothing to say about that. Virgo is typically an introverted sign, not to say they can't be extroverted. But Virgo moon is just, it's like a quiet wave. Like, they're very easy to be with and very calm and centered when they're upset. And they're usually really hard to read if they are actually upset, and you probably won't ever know if they really are unless you are super good at reading it. But they are a very calm sign even when emotional, and they usually deal with it themselves pretty well. An independent moon sign, to say the least. Virgo Venus. It's interesting with them. They're really cautious like Taurus. They don't really just jump into love unless they're sure that it's something they want. And that's an earth sign kind of thing to do. They just don't want to be like, yeah, let's date and what the heck ever, because who knows if it's gonna last. No, they want to know this is gonna last, this is gonna work, this could even be marriage possibly. They like to have an idea of what they're getting into and knowing that it's something they want. They are not the most romantic, they like their space, but they can be a super charming Venus sign. They really can. Virgo Mars is more passive aggressive. They, though they are honest, they tend to like scoot around the issue, so that they don't cause conflict and drama, which is their least favorite thing ever. So you may see them like, you know, kind of hinting something's wrong, but they're like, I don't really want to cause this drama. And it may sound weird for a Virgo because Virgos are so honest with people, but when it comes to dealing with anger, they don't want the drama. If they are blown out mad, as always, it's terrifying, especially with Virgo Mars, because you just don't expect it, because they're always so kind and quiet about things. They will burst like a balloon and probably murder you and your family. Yeah, watch out. So I'm gonna leave it there for Virgo, because I'm at 6 minutes now, and I don't like when videos are super long, because no one wants to watch them if they're like 10 minutes long and I'm yakking about something that's probably kind of boring because I'm making all the weird faces. I just made like 20 weird faces once. Anyway, next time I'm talking about Aries, I think, so that I can kind of get it back in the order and not get so confused because I'm totally lost. Yeah, so Aries next time. Questions or ideas or comments or anything, you can write below or send me a message at my Tumblr. See you guys